Welcome to Your Strategic Partner podcast, where we give entrepreneurs the secrets, strategies, and processes to increase brand equity and max out revenue. Hey everybody, episode 6. Oh my goodness, we are getting somewhere. And today I'm going to be talking to you about how to sustain and keep duplication going in your network marketing business specifically. One of the things that I used to hate in my network marketing career was the idea of rebuilding and rebuilding and rebuilding again. Can you relate to the idea of having a business that is growing, but all of a sudden, shiny objects, people get frustrated, people get upset, things are not working out as you were hoping for them to work out, and all of a sudden they decide I'm going somewhere else, or I simply quit. And all of a sudden the influence that they have had on their current network that was bringing a little bit of customers, or a lot of bit for that matter, all of a sudden vanishes. So all the momentum that you had, all those consistent checks that you were receiving every week, and that residual check you're getting every single month is no more. Well, I've been through that a few times. As a matter of fact, I've been through that many times over my career, and I can reflect and look back and share with you exactly what I did wrong and what led for me to lose not only my credibility with my audience, my actual influence in killing total duplication, and what I actually did to never ever have to go through that again. So first things first, let's talk about the 10 years out of 13 that I was on and out in network marketing. And I'm going to talk to you specifically here, not about the companies that shut down or sold, but I'm going to talk to you about my own activity and my own behavior. I remember vividly the very first time I made a $2,000 check in 1 week. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is the biggest check I have ever made in my network marketing career. Then the next week happened and I made it again. I was like, whoa, this is $4,000 and it's only 2 weeks out of the month. Then the crazier thing is the following month became $2,500 and $3,000, and it just kept on growing and growing and growing. The very first mistake that I have done is I thought I have reached the financial freedom level. I've made it. And what I was doing is not saving that money. That's a training for another day. But what I ended up really doing is not taking to value or to heart that I need to cultivate this growth. I lost the farmer's mindset and the cultivating attitude, and I just went for this arrogance. I got it all. I'm the big shot. I'm the top earner, the top speaker. And I was buying, just ridiculous things just to make myself feel better about myself, whether it was suits or watches or cars, and didn't really invest it where it mattered the most, which is in my business, so I can continue the growth that was happening. You can call that immaturity in a business sense. Now, what ended up happening is I was in an energy company and the polar vortex hit. Now, if you don't know what that means, it only means that electricity and natural gas bills got really expensive. I'm talking about if your bill was at $50 to $100, it became $400 to $800 within 30 days. And as you can imagine, all those amazing happy customers that were coming in left and right every single week turned angry. I'm talking about monster angry. And they wanted to cancel, and they wanted refunds, and they wanted rebates, and they wanted everything that you could ever imagine. And with that, there goes my production. With that, there goes my commissions. With that, there goes my top earner. Yep, that really happened. And it could happen to you too. Because what you need to understand specifically in network marketing, you are maybe in control of 20 to 30% of the actual outcome. The rest is up to your field, downline, team, and also up to the company that you are in business with. And you're having enough hope and faith that they're going to do the right thing and operate business the proper way. Well, it happened to me a couple of times where that was not the case. So here are some of the things that I actually learned to do. Number one, build my brand. The reason I decided to build my brand because it led by example and it showed the world that I'm building a company, not being a sales rep of a company. See, there's a difference, and we talked about this on episode number 1 of the podcast that you're listening to right now, and I highly recommend that you check it out for yourself. It is amazing. This guy Ali is pretty dope. But here's the thing. What I will tell you is the moment I started building a brand is the moment that I actually was 100% in control of my database. See, I have an email list. I have a network. I have about 100 to 150,000 followers and friends and connections between all of my different social media assets. Those are direct communication, direct connections to me, my core values, not the company that I'm in business with. So by default, no matter what the company did wrong, or no matter what was going on with the actual marketplace, I, Ali Mehdaoui, was consistent with my credibility, my activity, my behavior, which led you as an audience member to have this unshakable connection and faith that this guy's legit. And don't get me wrong, not everybody's going to have that mindset about you. But for the most part, I sustained a consistent, continual growth no matter the company, the business, the product, the service, and the offer. So rule number 1, build a brand. Now, let's go back to my story. Another thing that I was doing while I was making all those happy, exciting commissions every single week is those who were responsible of those revenues, I did not give them as much love. Let me explain. I said to myself, John, man, he's a leader. He doesn't need me. I can go ahead and travel to Ohio and help somebody else who needs me. Oh, yeah, Erica, she's good. She's been making $500 to $1,000 every week. She's happy. She doesn't need me. And then I ignored the marketplace that was on fire. Rather, I would go to everywhere else looking to put more flags in the marketplace where I can claim my victory as if I was a warrior who was just trying to take over the country. Well, yet again, to my immaturity in the business sense, I didn't understand that there was more pressure on those individuals who might not necessarily have been prepared financially and or mentally to handle all the pressure that was taking place. Let me explain. See, the more money you make, the more representatives and members or IBOs you're going to have, which means more needs are going to be called, such as more three-way calls, more experienced presenters are needed, more testimonials, more issues, more drama, more my wife is not letting me come to the training, more my husband is upset with me because I'm spending the money. Essentially, you're doing a lot more than most. And here's the thing. I was making the tens of thousands of dollars every single month. They weren't yet. And instead of me staying in the marketplace that needed the majority or most the help, where I can assist and give an extra three-way call here and there and do extra webinars and help and guide and motivate and train, I ignored the hottest places in market. It's like an electoral vote thing, not to get political on you. So here's the thing. Those individuals got burned out. I'll never forget it. Doug Minute, he was with me in an energy company. He was what we called an area director, making some couple of $100 every single week consistently. And instead of me staying with him, he ended up getting burnt out. He told me straight up, I can't keep doing this, man. He's part of the military. He had his duties to the government. And then he had a daughter, now 2 daughters, a wife. And he had to be there for them. And I put all the pressure of the marketplace and left him with 60 to 70 people. Left him with the idea that he had to prepare the meeting before the event took place. Left him with the idea that he had to take equipment. Left him with the idea that he had to update the slides. Left him with the idea that he had to stay late and close everybody's business. Left him with the idea that he had to pretty much play my role without having my income while he still had to report to a traditional job. Rookie mistake. So now, and what I do every single day is I work with those who deserve my time, not those who need it. Now, before you get mad and think that I'm being harsh, the individual that is working their butt off and having a little bit of spark is the individual that I'm going to invest the majority of my time and energy and money on. Yes, I said money. I've paid for actual conventions. Companies said that marketplace is not ready. I said, hold my beer. And I went ahead and I organized my own conventions. I've done it for a Spanish community that I had that I really, really wanted them to have their own convention. And the company just said simply no. So I did it on my own. But here's the thing. There were less than 500 people in the whole marketplace, in the whole company. Doing that might not be a popular thing. My wife certainly didn't think it was a smart idea because it was at least $8,000 that I remember of a deposit. And ultimately, it turned to over 3,000 members within a period of 4 months. I'd say return on investment. But here's the thing. There were other marketplaces that, again, required my attention, and I ignored them after that excitement. Instead of me coming back to that after that convention and doing Super Saturdays and doing different events and putting more fuel to the fire, I went somewhere else again. I invested my money on people who didn't have money to go to convention, on people who didn't have money to put gas to go on a Super Saturday. I thought that I was helping, but what I was doing was enabling the wrong behavior. If you can't figure out how to find $10 to put gas in your car so you can actually make it to a Saturday training for an hour or an hour and a half, are you really an entrepreneur? Because entrepreneurship is not about I have money and I can build a business and sell stuff to people. An entrepreneur is about being solution driven and being an innovator. If you're not innovative enough, or you're not willing to be innovative enough, if you're not willing to be an entrepreneur, I should not invest my time, my energy, and my resources in you. So what I do now is I literally create contests, but only for my most qualified people that I'm working with. I invest my time, my energy, and resources to teach my most qualified members how to build a brand, how to have all the social media hacks. Heck, I make my digital team available to them so they can create their own websites, their own logos, their own activity, if you will. The reason all of that is important and valuable is for the simple fact that I changed my mindset. And here's the thing. I invest on the right people will produce. I invest on the wrong people, they eat, they don't wash their plate. I'll let you think about that analogy for a second. All right. Let's go back to the story. This is getting good. Here's another thing that I did wrong. Sometimes I would just travel and be on a company tour for 20 cities or whatever the case may be, and I will go for 45 days without talking to certain people, whether they're active or not. Because my mindset is, I'm looking for new prospects. I'm building new marketplaces. I'm doing new things. I'm working with corporate or whatever the case may be. And here's what ended up happening. See, the further away from the fire you are, the less heat you're going to feel. And the colder you've become, the more you're going to look for a new blanket or a new house to go into. In other words, you quit or you look for another opportunity. You like my analogies? Let me know if you do. Now, here's the thing. I learned that the hard way because I would come back and be like, hey, where's John? Oh, John, yeah, he hasn't been coming for like 3 weeks. Why not? I don't know. Something happened at the house. Okay. And even worse, I don't take the time, or if I even text, hey, man, is everything okay? John will tell me, yeah, I'm just taking some time off. John is long gone, mentally checked out. Doesn't matter what I say, doesn't matter what offer, doesn't matter what promo, doesn't matter what incentive I might throw at John. He is long gone because he mentally checked out. Here's what I do right now, the solution, if you will. I have what I like to call the 7-day rule. I don't let 7 days go by without me sending a direct message, at the very least, a messenger, to each and every single individual that I have personally enrolled in any of my company's products, services, offers, whether they are active or not, whether they canceled or not, whether they are still paying or not. They still get a message from me that just says simply, hey, just wanted to check on you. Hope all is well. Or, hey, I'm just a text message away. Anything you need, I got your back. Doing that has made my relationship with the people that I work with so much better and so much stronger that even if they need some time off or for whatever reason, hey, Ali, I need to cancel for a little bit. Guess what? I still send them that message. And when the timing is better and when the time is right, you know what they do? Hey, Ali, I'm good to go, man. Let's reactivate. I'm ready to rock, but I need you to help me out, because we stayed at talking terms. See, when you don't talk to your members, assumptions is the mother of all mess ups. Now that's PG-13. Keep your head clean. What ends up happening is assumption starts to happen. See, your member or team member or rep, they start thinking, I think Ali's disappointed in me. I don't know how to show my face. I haven't done anything. Man, I haven't showed up for like 3 weeks. How am I going to just all of a sudden come in and they're not going to give me any attention? Now, I, on the other hand, man, he's probably offended because he didn't make any money. Probably having issues at home with the wife. He probably just hates what we do. He probably thinks we're not good enough. He probably found another company to work with. He's probably settling for his job and does not want to do business anymore. Lack of communication. So what you want to do 100% of the time is create a mindset of communication, regardless whether we are in business or we are not. By the way, it makes you also look like a superhero in your own community. Don't be that guy or gal that only talks to the community or to the members because they're making you commissions. Be a decent human being. Back to the story. I love today's podcast, by the way. Now, here's the last part. This is where I really, really, really messed up. I got comfortable. That I stopped enrolling and I just showed up to be a speaker. I got comfortable and I stopped ranking up. I got comfortable that I was in a 6-figure situation. I'm like, you know what? I can ride this bad boy forever. I don't need a 7-figure. I'm making a healthy check. I've never made this money before. And what ends up happening is your team, my team at the time, would stop seeing progression and growth and they start seeing limitation. They start seeing, I don't think he's as serious as he used to be. I don't think he's as committed as he used to be. And therefore, he's not going to invest as much time, energy, and resources into me. And now the belief system starts to get destroyed. Can you relate? So here is the thing. You want to be the captain, not the coach. Ooh, yeah, you want to post that, don't you? Let me rephrase that for you. You want to be the captain, not the coach. What I mean is, I don't want to be sitting on the sidelines and clapping for you and you go to speak. Oh, I'm going to build a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm going to build a conglomerate. I'm going to continue with this progression and this growth to give you an idea of growth, hope of growth, to show you what is possible. I was speaking to a mentor of mine this morning, Jimmy Izell, and I was talking to him about, the idea of duplication and what could potentially kill duplication. And here's what he said to me. He goes like, have you ever seen a greyhound race? I was like, no, I've never seen it. I know what it is, but I've never watched it live. And he said, they shoot that rabbit out and the rabbit has to be faster than the actual dogs. If the dog catches that rabbit, the toy rabbit, what ends up happening is the dog stops producing. The dog stops running. The dog feels like, I got the prize. I don't need to try as hard anymore. So it's an analogy. It's an example. It's a mindset. I'm not calling people dogs. Please don't twist my words. But here's what ends up happening. It's the same concept in network marketing. When you stop chasing and growing and showing how far you can get and how bigger things can be, your team, their own hope, their own belief system gets destroyed. It stops as well. So it is imperative that you keep producing unless you're going to retire. Now that's a different conversation. But between you and I, what do you want to retire from? The ability to inspire and motivate, the ability to create incredible generational wealth, the ability to create opportunities. Hey, to each his own, but I can tell you for myself, I'm not retiring. I don't even think about the idea of retirement. I want to do this till the day I die because I did not do this for work. I'm not working right now. This is a lifestyle. Do you understand no matter where I am around the world, I can do what I do? Do you understand that I work and have life and do life with my wife, we don't look at it as work anymore. To my wife and my mindset, we don't have work. We have an entrepreneurial lifestyle where we make money while we enjoy life in our own terms. And I hope sharing what I'm sharing with you right now is going to just set up the right mental behavior, the right attitude that you too will lead your team to greatness and sustain your duplication. The challenge and what usually happens is the majority of the people, unfortunately, just do not keep going. They run out of oil or out of gas. Their stamina dies out way too early, not because they can't, but unfortunately, they just get comfortable and do some really bad mistakes like I did. Anyways, I hope that this session helped you out. Keep in mind that in the copy itself of the podcast, I'll give you so many links that are going to give you access to over 300 videos in 3 different languages, links that are going to give you access to my calendar so you can schedule a complimentary coaching session with yours truly, links to my personal website where you want to actually connect to the inner circle. By the way, the inner circle receives daily or every other day emails with exclusive content, but more so, I got a brand new audiobook called The Line Network Marketer, the extended version. It's coming out on September 25th. However, if you sign up for the inner circle, you're going to get yours. Check this out. You ready for it? I'm going to give you the 4-letter words. And yes, it's an F word. Keep it clean. Stop doing that. Free. That's right. I'm going to give you the audiobook for free, but you have to join the inner circle if you want to receive it. Otherwise, you're going to have to actually pay like everybody else. In any case, next time when you're going to hear this beautiful voice on your airways, we're going to be covering internet marketing, the myths, the hype, the truth, and the lies. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait because that one, yeah, that's a personal one. Until next time, this has been your Strategic Partner Podcast, episode 6. We'll talk to you soon.